Hello, everyone. I'm back with hot Tesla news today. Please hit subscribe, like, and turn on notifications, and let's get started right away. Wow, some incredible news is broken, and today's first story is absolutely mind-blowing. This isn't some promotional video. We've got real Tesla Semi evaluations straight from the field by veteran truck drivers. Tesla Semi, real performance, recognized by veterans. Let me give you the proper background first. There's an organization called NACFE, the North American Council for Freight Efficiency. They run a program called Run on Less, which is absolutely incredible. It's literally about testing how efficiently things actually run in the field. Real-world testing. This isn't just some demo show. They load real cargo, drive actual routes, experience all kinds of weather, make stops. They experience every realistic situation. In other words, this validates performance on real roads, not in laboratories. So which company deployed the Tesla Semi for this test? It was Saia. How impressive is this company? It was founded in 1924, nearly 100 years of running diesel trucks. The fact that such a company tried out an electric Semi is incredibly significant in itself. But here's where something truly amazing happened. Listen to what veteran driver Tom Sturba said. The navigation on this truck is unbelievable. That's what I love about it. But that's not all. Here's the even more shocking statement. I don't want to go back to a gas truck. I want to retire in this. Wow. Isn't that mind-blowing? This isn't marketing copy. It's a real statement from an industry veteran. This came from a real interview on Saia's official account video. One statement like this carries more weight than 100 promotional phrases. Another veteran driver, Michael Davis, also made really impressive comments. He said he volunteered as soon as it opened up and gave this evaluation. 0 powertrain issues. This is total power. This is also from a real field interview. When veterans who've driven diesel trucks for decades say things like this, it's proof that the Tesla Semi really worked in the field. So there are 3 key points we need to read from this. First is the navigation and HMI system. Testimony came out that the navigation and vehicle UI really reduced workload while traveling long distances and going between urban hubs. As you know, professionals are really stingy about convenience features. They'll criticize useless functions immediately, so praise like this means it's truly practical and helpful. Second is power and reliability. They mentioned no powertrain issues and total power, which is really important. This proves that electric motor torque is truly effective in real-world LTL transport with frequent hills, acceleration, deceleration, and merging. Third is the most shocking, the no return declaration. The statement that they can't go back to diesel means that when you add up all the tangible quality factors like TCO, NVH, fatigue, brake feel, low speed torque, etc., the Tesla Semi is better. There's also really interesting news on the production side. They're building a semi-dedicated line in Nevada, targeting 50,000 units annually. According to local reports, the basic scenario is to start mass production by year-end and increase production the following year. This is factory-level volume that would rank among the top mass production semi-plants nationwide. Plus, maintenance cost reduction is a huge advantage. With reduced oil, filters, and belts, maintenance costs drops significantly. And operating costs are reduced too. Electricity rates are more stable than diesel. These are textbook benefits of electric commercial vehicles, but the key point this time is that field feedback supports it. Of course, challenges remain, things like expanding megacharger infrastructure, designing charging cycles for long-distance routes, and durability testing in extreme conditions like cold snaps, heat waves, and strong winds. But that feeling where, quote, a pro tried it and said they'd retire with this, quote unquote, I see this as a signal predicting a shift in the commercial vehicle market landscape. To summarize in one line, the Semi worked in the field. Model YL. Big hit in China with 6-seater Semeng. Now let's move to the second story. The Model YL, the long wheelbase 6-seater, was finally unveiled in China. Starting at RMB $339,000, that's about 47,180 US dollars. It's configured to use the third row comfortably. Deliveries start in September, and this has been a real hit. Initial stock sold out, with reservations being pushed to October. Tesla China VP Grace Tao posted on Weibo saying, excited, working overtime to deliver as quickly as possible. She also officially mentioned that deliver release starts in September. Industry estimates suggest 35,000 orders came in on the first day of launch. Though this isn't Tesla's official announcement, but it's confirmed through various circumstances that initial demand was, quote, beyond expectations. So, why was it such a hit? First is the six-seater aspect. It precisely targeted demand from large Chinese families or grandparent travel needs. China still has a lot of extended family culture, especially during holidays or trips when the whole family travels together. This precisely targeted that demand. Second is the price positioning. They offered a reasonable starting price that can compete with local, large electric SUVs. Third is the localization strategy. Tesla, which used to emphasize global standardization, responded nimbly with a China-exclusive long version. This is clear from the official pricing, specifications, and delivery schedule. The key is how much Shanghai Gigafactory's line flexibility can serve as a backbone. The fact that initial deliveries are in September and new orders are pushed to October is a signal that, quote, demand is ahead of production. If supply can keep up, there's great potential for chain word of mouth to gain momentum. To summarize in one line, Tesla properly hit the Chinese market with space once again. XAI and X versus Apple and OpenAI antitrust lawsuit bombshell. Now, the third story is a real bombshell. On Monday, August 25th, Elon Musk's XAI and X filed an antitrust lawsuit against Apple and OpenAI in Texas federal court. The gist is that ChatGPT's iOS first-party integration blocks competition. In other words, they're claiming exclusive access to the iPhone's basic ecosystem. The lawsuit also includes claims of competitive disadvantages like App Store rankings and update delays. They're seeking billions in damages and injunctive relief. Multiple outlets are cross-reporting this, but OpenAI's response was really firm. They said, annoyed. This lawsuit is consistent with Mr. Musk's ongoing pattern of harassment. Wow, that came out really strong, right? They released this as an official statement. There are three key issues. First is whether mobile OS-based AI integration determines market accessibility. Second is whether data and prompt scale create network effects for next-generation model competitiveness. Third is whether the results limit consumer choice and innovation. Ion speed. This is the summary from major outlets, and a legal battle looks like it'll go long. Meanwhile, iOS AI integration, Apple Intelligence, or third-party access models and App Store policies could solidify as established practices. So this lawsuit has a high probability of becoming a precedent that divides AI mobile distribution order. To summarize in one line, the core battlefield is defaults within the iPhone. U.S. EV tax credit contract by September 30th still counts. The fourth story is also really important. There's been a crucial policy update regarding the $7,500 EV credit. That ends September 30th. IRS guidance came out recognizing acquisition based on binding contract and contract deposit rather than delivery. This means you can get benefits even if you contract before September 30th and receive delivery later. Importantly, the credit itself ends in Q3. However, contracts are recognized as acquisitions, so it's applicable even if delivery is after Q4. Dealers and manufacturers must properly follow procedures like binding contracts, nominal deposit requirements, and placed in service timing reports at delivery. Looking at market impact, short term, Q3, last chance, demand will shift to a contract rush, likely easing delivery and logistics bottlenecks. Medium term, Q4 and later, delivery deferrals will provide some support. Long term, There's potential for demand realization due to credit gap risk after 2026, which could pressure pricing and lineup readjustments. To summarize in one line, breathing room opened with contracts instead of deliveries, but the clock still points to September 30th. Musk versus Waymo, LiDAR debate reignites. The final fifth story is a hot technical discussion. Musk threw another fastball. On X, he said, annoyed. LiDAR and radar reduce safety through sensor conflicts. Tesla turned off radar for safety. Cameras are best. But that's not all. LiDAR is weak against rain, snow, and dust due to reflective scattering. That's why Waymo stops when precipitation is heavy. Meanwhile, Waymo and the sensor fusion camp explain that camera plus LiDAR plus imaging radar redundant detection creates superhuman perception that's strong against bad weather and occlusion. They actually use operational policies of avoidance, route changes, or temporary stops when it's dangerous due to heavy rain or flare. Ooding. The stopping aspect also includes policy-based safety measures. Fact-checking, Tesla actually did phase out radar and ultrasonic sensors while moving to vision only in their HW4 system. Waymo is using the opposite strategy of further solidifying multi-sensor approaches. If you ask which side is correct, this comes down to purpose and operational philosophy. Tesla has shown strengths in highway and full coverage speed, while Waymo has shown respective strengths in complete autonomy in designated areas. To summarize in one line, the sum of technology plus operational policy creates safety. Well, everyone, these were really hot stories today, weren't they? Starting with Tesla Semi being recognized by veterans in the field, the Model YL being a hit in China, the bombshell lawsuit from XAI and X against Apple and OpenAI, changes in U.S. EV tax credit policy, and the LiDAR debate between Musk and Waymo. Really hot issues are breaking in every field related to Tesla. I'll continue bringing you these stories quickly. If today's video was helpful, please subscribe, like, and turn on notifications. See you in the next video.